Sixth graders, we're going to do a video demonstration for today's lesson because for me to put all of this in writing for our substitute, I think it would be a little bit tricky to try to understand exactly what I was trying to do. So I thought while I'm here getting the classroom set up for tomorrow that I would just make a video and show you exactly what you're supposed to be doing today. So the objective right behind me, I hope that when I play this back that the words aren't flipped, but the objective is we will explore the properties of resonance and absorption using instrument experiments. In today's experiment, we are experimenting with absorption, and it happens to be with water. We're going to dunk some instruments in water. We're going to see what that does to the sound, the pitch, the frequency, its amplitude, how loud or soft it is. So I'm going to go set the computer down on the cart so I can show you a couple things. Let's see here. Okay, so for today's lesson, you are going to need this paper. It has a question, a hypothesis, a description, and testing the hypothesis, recording data here. Do not worry about station number. This is when I used to do different stations. You can just put your team. You can put white team right here, okay? So you're going to need this paper. You're going to need a pencil and a surface to write on. We've done this a lot. You can use a clipboard. You can use a folder. You can use the chair beside you, okay? You guys, you know how to run the show with that. So that's what you need for today's experiment, nothing else, okay? Let's see. For number 1 on the paper, it says question, and I have all of the pink papers on the board, on the Promethean board behind me. Your question is, and everybody writes this down in number 1. Let me see if I can get that position just right. What will happen to the sound if I dunk it in water while it's vibrating? And the it is going to be a chime bell. We're going to dunk a metal instrument in water. What will happen to the sound if I dunk it in water while it's vibrating? Everybody write that down, word for word. Then, when you're done with that, you're going to do this next part. I can't really work the camera here. Okay, you're going to do the next part. This is for number 2. It's a 3-part statement. If I dunk a vibrating instrument in water, that was the if part. Your paper should say if with a bunch of blanks. If I dunk a vibrating instrument in water, then it will blank. What will it do? Will the water stop it from vibrating? Will the water change the pitch? Will the water make the sound quieter? Will it make it vibrate less because the water is absorbing only some of it, but it will vibrate less? Also think about the triangle when we did the triangle last week. When we hit the triangle, our hand, when we held it, absorbed. But we still felt some ringing, didn't we? So does the water, is it going to transfer to the water but still be vibrating a little bit? That's what you put your guess. This is not about being right or wrong. This is about you putting in what you think will happen. If I dunk a vibrating instrument in water, then it will, you tell me. And then a because. Where is it at here? Because. Why do you think? The water will absorb all of the sound. So you might say, if I dunk a vibrating instrument in water, then it will stop ringing or it will stop vibrating because the water will absorb all of the vibrations. If I dunk a vibrating instrument in water, then it will ring less, it will vibrate less or shorter because the water will absorb some of the vibration. You put what you think will happen here. Put the computer back. After everybody has done that, I want you to share. Take turns saying, number 2, if I dunk a vibrating instrument in water, it will, because I want you to share. I want you all to share. Some of you might agree. Some of you might disagree. This is not the time to argue with one another, but this is just to see what we think will happen and why. then it's time to dunk it in water. I'm gonna ask the substitute to do this. I don't want you guys dunking this in water, and you don't even need to get out of your seats. This is not something to see yet. There is something to see, but not today. You'll do that when I come back. This is something to hear. What is going to happen to the pitch, to the frequency, to its volume, which is its amplitude, how loud or soft is it? We are dunking this big old chime bell from our tubular chimes. Those of you that have played the big stand-up chimes, you've noticed that one tube was missing. This is the tube because we're gonna dunk it in water, okay? So let me get everything I need. I need this. I'm gonna need a chair because I'm gonna need to stand over this bucket. There's a bucket of water here. And the mallet, the hammer. Okay, it's a bit heavy. We are choosing to dunk an instrument that is safe and will not ruin the instrument. I cannot dunk a wooden instrument. It would ruin it. I cannot dunk a flute or a trumpet or a saxophone or a violin. That would ruin the instrument. So don't even ask to go get your band instruments or your orchestra instruments and dunk them. Do not. I'm choosing to dunk this instrument, maybe one other, and I'll leave that for the sub if it works in the first two classes. I'm going to test that out tomorrow, okay? But this one is certain. We are going to dunk this tubular chime in the water. There's a string. It's suspended by a string. We'll be able to hold it up, hit it, and lower it into the water. Sorry. There's only about maybe 14 inches of water. I wish we could dunk it further so we could get more of an effect of this, but it will do what I want it to do, okay? So again, you're gonna stay in your seats. This is nothing to come see yet. This is something I need you to listen for. Make sure you're quiet once you ring the bell and you dunk it in water because you wanna hear what's gonna happen. It might not be loud, so you have to be quiet and don't interfere with the sound that's gonna happen here in the bucket, okay? So here we go. Get a good grip on this. We'll hold it above, and with the hammer, then you're going to dunk it in. Now you wouldn't think I'd really dunk it in water on the video. We're gonna wait for you to see and hear that live. But that's the process, that's what I want you to do. If you need to hit it and dunk it, bring it back out, hit it and dunk it again, bring it out while it's still vibrating. See if you're hitting it and give it a good amount of energy. That means how hard am I hitting it? Give it a good amount of energy. Whack the tubular chime. Dip it in slowly and listen. Dip it in fast and listen. Dip it in and bring it back out. All sorts of ways to experiment with this, okay? Let's put that down. Let's find our paper again. So back to your paper. You did the if. Then it will, because you told me why you thought it was going to happen. Now, regardless of if you are right or wrong, it doesn't matter. This is what a hypothesis is. We are guessing. It's an educated guess. So you can describe what happened, and then we tested, and you observed, you listened, and then write down what happened. When it was dunked in water, it blank. The sound, blank. The pitch, blank. So give me some descriptions here. Tell me what happened. Like, be descriptive here and tell me what you heard, okay? So all of this should be done by all of you and then collected and put in the bin for the white team. You guys know where the bin is on the table, okay? Put that back into the bin, okay? So I'll be back later today, I think in the afternoon. It depends. My son is getting a tooth pulled, and I don't know if he's going to be okay enough to go back to school or if he's going to kind of be grumpy and sore and want to stay home. So chances are he's going to milk it for all it's worth and not want to go back to school. So that's probably what will happen, okay? All right, well, good luck with the experiment. Please keep the floor dry. let the substitute do all of the water things, not you. And then at the end of class, the substitute can take the bucket carefully back to the sink and dump the bucket back into the sink because we'll be done with the water until I come back because there's another experiment. All right, guys, be good. Bye.